Hi, it's Savannah Ogwin from Savannahland 2. Today I'd like to share a super easy project using some new Sukuniko inks. Now if I open this up, you can see I've stamped on the front and the inside cover. Here's my paper. There's a back cover and then a plain back as well. So to create your custom cover, you're going to need a couple of supplies. First, you'll need a journal. Any size will work. Fabric. I'm using khaki duck twill, and I also suggest a light muslin. Interfacing. I'm using a very light fusible pellon. You're also going to need some basic sewing supplies, stamps. Today I'll be using Paper Smooch's Wicked Nautical stamp set. You're going to need the most amazing craft mat ever. This is my craft mat by Imagine Crafts. It's amazing. I cannot tell you enough how crazy awesome it is. And you will need some radiant neon inks. Today I'm using electric coral, electric purple, and electric yellow. All you need to do is just take your piece of fabric and then swipe your ink on top of it. You can also rub it if you'd like to get that ink down into the fabric. And that's it. You just let it dry. Now that doesn't really take long. This ink is amazing on drying. I absolutely love it. Now if you are impatient, you can also heat set this, but what I would do is flip it over and iron from the back so that you don't get any extra ink on your iron. Now because I am impatient, I already created one, and for the sake of the video, I also die cut a little heart from the Hearts die set, and I've cut out 3 of them. This is the perfect way to color and customize your own fabric. And all you need to do is ink up your image. And then press your stamp onto your fabric. Now if this is too light for you and you want it a little darker, just re-ink your image and double stamp. Ooh, I love how that looks on the corner. That's awesome. And then you just repeat this process until you are satisfied. And I just want to show you how awesome this mat is. Not only does it protect your surface area, but I can drop my stamp on there, smear my inks, and it literally just wipes up. I cannot tell you how awesome this mat is. So cool. Okay, just for fun, I've decided to change it up, and I'm going to add some electric coral at the very, very end, like 2 or 3 of them. Had a little mistake. Not sure if you can see it, but my finger got in the ink and it accidentally got on the paper, or on the fabric. And so what I think I'm going to do is modify my design and just add a couple more hearts around that area. Okay, so now that we have this completed and we've inked it up, we're going to let it dry or heat set it, and I think I'm going to actually heat set it right now. I'll be right back. Okay, so I heat set this from the back side and I've added my applique hearts. I will stitch around them in the next section. But now we need to fold back the cover flaps. And I actually have 2 of these to show you. I made another one that's more manly. I love these colors as well. And what you're going to do is you're going to go right sides to right sides, so you're going to fold it in this way. What you need to do is take your journal, place it somewhat in the center, and fold this over. Take your needles and just pin this so that it will stay in place while you sew. Now what you're going to do is cut a smaller piece of fabric for the inside lining. And actually this is too large, so I'm going to cut it down. It doesn't have to be the entire width, you just want it to cover this part right here. So you're just going to take your fabric, line it up, pin it together, and here comes the easiest part. Finally, we need to just stitch across the edges, the top and the bottom, with about a 1/4 inch seam. And you can always lay your journal down and see how big your seam allowance can be. And the reason I haven't folded these corners over is because I want to stitch these hearts down. So I'm going to go do that and stitch the edges for this and for my other journal, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have sewn the insides, so that inside lining, top and bottom edges. And now to finish, we just need to flip our cover inside out. And the way you do that is put your hand in between, grab one of the flaps and pull through. And you're actually going to take a bone folder and just push out your corners. Now I'm going to go iron this and I'll be right back. And here we go. We just insert our journal now, put the front through, and then bend it over so you can easily put the back in. Slide it through, and there is your journal cover. With your flaps. I think my messed up ink spot really turned out super cute, especially since they're on the edge. And here's what the other one looks like. Super simple. Now I do recommend that you stamp and color on a scrap piece of fabric, just to make sure you know how much pressure you want to put on and how to really ink up your fabric when you're coloring it. I also suggest that you spray your finished piece with Scotchgard to protect your design and fabric from dirt, etc. So that's really simple. I love these new Radiant Neon inks. Now, just for fun, if you don't like a lot of color, I created a tribal cover just using VersaFine Onyx black ink. You could also use jet black StazOn ink. I think this was a fun design and it looks super cool and so trendy. I love how it turned out. I think it would be actually quite fun if I added a bit of the neon inks in the center of the triangles, just for a little bit of flair. I'll have to update you with pictures if I try that out. Please leave a comment below with a link to one of your projects if you use this stamp fabric or journal book cover technique. I'd love to check it out. Thanks so much for watching.